Ever feel like you're stuck between charging what you're actually worth and worrying that you'll scare clients away? Well, if you do, you're definitely not alone. In actual fact, most interior designers are massively undercharging, not because they're not talented enough, but because they're approaching pricing from the completely wrong angle. In this video, I'm going to break down how to price your services strategically so that you can charge what you're worth and attract the right clients who are happy to pay. And if you've ever felt that horrible pit in your stomach when you're telling your client your fee, or you find yourself automatically offering discounts before they even ask, then this video is going to completely change how you think about pricing. I'm Kate Hatherall, and here at the Interior Designers Hub, we teach people how to get qualified as interior designers and then how to set up, grow and run successful interior design businesses. There are a few things that designers consistently get wrong about pricing, and I'm going to call them out here. So firstly, often people use their own frame of reference for what they could personally afford. Now, if you didn't grow up in an affluent household, you might look at a £5,000 design fee and think, that's crazy, I could never afford that. And so you drop your prices to something that feels more reasonable and more comfortable to you. But here's the problem with that thinking. You're not your ideal client. You see, the people who need interior design services often have completely different financial situations and financial priorities than you do. And then secondly, there's also this what I call excitement trap that many designers fall into. So you're really passionate about what you do and you're absolutely desperate for someone to give you the opportunity to work on their project. So what you do is you kind of make yourself cheap to get the work. And look, I get it. When you love what you do, it almost feels wrong to charge properly for it. And then the next pitfall is that safety net mentality. So if you charge less, actually it won't be so devastating if the project doesn't go perfectly. It almost feels like you're reducing your risk by reducing your prices. But here's what you need to understand. Interior design is a luxury service. So like it or not, it's not a budget service. When you keep your prices low, you're not just undervaluing yourself, you're actually going to be attracting the wrong type of clients. I mean, if you think about it, if somebody is out looking for the cheapest option, what does that tell you about how they value design expertise? They're likely to question every decision, to push back on your recommendations, and really expect champagne results on a lemonade budget. You end up working with people who don't truly value what you bring to the table. Now, meanwhile, clients who are willing to invest properly in design understand that good work costs money. They trust your expertise, they follow your guidance, and they create the kind of projects that you actually want to be working on and that you can actually make money from. So how do you price with confidence without just plucking numbers out of thin air? We need a proper process. First, you need to get crystal clear about your deliverables. So what exactly are you providing? Is it floor plans, mood boards, sourcing lists, project management, site visits? Write it all down. Because when you can articulate exactly what you're delivering, it's much easier for you to justify your prices. The next step is to work out your actual costs. So not just your business expenses, but actually what you need to live, your mortgage or your rent, your bills, your personal expenses, the lot. And then you're going to add on top of that what you actually want to make as profit. Now, this isn't being greedy. This is actually what being a proper business owner is like. So break that then down into an annual salary figure. And then, importantly, you need to work out how many billable hours you realistically have in a year. So remember, you're not actually going to be billing your client 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year. You've got admin time, you've got marketing time, holidays, sick days, and you need to be realistic about how many hours you can actually charge for. Now, when you do this calculation properly, you might actually be shocked at what your hourly rate needs to be. But that's not a sign that you're being unreasonable. That's the reality of running a profitable business. And here's the crucial bit. You need to be willing to walk away if someone can't or won't pay your rates. Now, I know that can feel terrifying when you're starting out, but it's absolutely essential. The moment you start negotiating your prices down is the moment that you signal that your original price wasn't serious. Now, how do you present your pricing without that horrible awkwardness? Well, honestly, confidence comes from having done that work up front. So when you know that your numbers are based on a proper calculation that you've worked through rather than a wild guess, you can present them matter-of-factly. So try this approach. Well, based on the scope of work we've discussed, the investment for my design time on this project is X pounds. This covers X, Y, Z, so you're listing your deliverables clearly, and then shall we move forward with the next steps? Notice that there's no apology, no, oh, I hope this is okay, no immediate offer of payment plans. You're stating a fact and not asking permission. All right, so let's get practical. Here's what I want you to do after watching this video. First, I want you to do a pricing audit. So look at your current rates and honestly ask yourself, are these based on what you need to earn or what you think people can afford? And if it's the latter, then you've got some work to do. Secondly, sit down and do the calculations I mentioned. So you're going to work out your living costs, your desired profit, and divide that by your realistic billable hours. Now, even if that number makes you feel a bit sick, honestly, that's the starting point for your pricing. And thirdly, you're going to practice presenting your prices with confidence. So I know it can feel a bit cheesy, but stand in front of a mirror and say your rates out loud without wincing, without apologising, and without immediately offering alternatives. I know it sounds silly, but it does work. And then finally, you need to get comfortable with the idea that not every person is going to be your ideal client. So the ones that balk at professional pricing aren't the ones you want to work with anyway. Now, if you want to dive deeper into creating a pricing strategy that actually works for your business, I've got something for you that'll help. So I've created a free pricing mini course that walks you through that entire process step by step. And if you want access to that, all you have to do is comment pricing and I'll send you the link. Trust me, once you start pricing based on strategy rather than fear or randomly plucking something out of the air, everything changes. You'll attract better clients, do better work, and actually enjoy running your business instead of constantly stressing about money. If you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.